You've been sold a lie. The lie is that learning a new language has to be a slow, painful, miserable process. You've been told it takes years of study, tedious grammar drills, and memorizing thousands of random words. And you have probably tried that way before, right? You bought the textbook, you downloaded the app, and after a few weeks of excitement, you hit a wall. It got boring, it felt overwhelming, so you gave up. But what if I told you that you could become conversational in a new language in months, not years? Imagine ordering coffee in a Persian cafe, chatting with locals in Tokyo, or closing a business deal in Berlin, all without stumbling over your words. This isn't some wild fantasy. It's a realistic goal you can achieve with the right system. Today, I will show you the method that works for anyone who wants to speak a new language as quickly as possible, even with zero experience. We're going to ditch the old failed ways and give you a step-by-step plan to build real, confident speaking skills. At the end of this video, you won't just be motivated, you will have an exact plan to start today. Alright, before you even learn your first word, you need to make a smart choice. Most people just speak a language because it sounds cool, but if you want to learn fast, you gotta think about the language families. Think of language families like a family tree. They come from a common ancestor, which means they share DNA in the form of grammar and vocabulary. Choosing a language that's a close relative is like starting a race halfway to the finish line. For example, my mother tongue is Spanish, and this language belongs to the Romance branch of the Indo-European languages. When I listen to other Romance languages like Portuguese or Italian, I can understand them pretty easily, even though I never studied them before. For example, listen to how to say life is very interesting and beautiful in these three languages. In Spanish, la vida es muy interesante y bella. In Italian,
La vita è molto interessante e bella.
and in Portuguese.
A vida é muito interessante e bela.
I mean, it's crazy how easy it is. We share a lot of vocabulary that is practically the same, and we have almost identical grammar rules. After you finish this video, I want you to take the test for yourself. Search what's your language family and listen to the languages that are the most close relatives in your family tree. You will be amazed. It's like activating knowledge you didn't even know you had. The takeaway is simple. If you want to learn fast, choose well. Making this one choice correctly is the single biggest shortcut you can take. Okay, so you have picked your language. Step 1 is building a rock-solid foundation. But this is where most people make a critical mistake. They turn to passive learning. They watch videos, they read textbooks, and they wonder why they can't actually speak. The key in your first couple of weeks is an interactive audio course or podcast. And the word interactive is non-negotiable. You can't just listen, you have to be an active participant. This means you are repeating words out loud, answering the host questions, getting your mouth to physically make the sounds right from the beginning. It moves learning from just an idea in your head to a physical skill, kind of like learning an instrument. This active recall makes your brain engage on a much deeper level. So what does a good interactive course look like? First is constantly making you speak. It asks you questions and actually waits for your response. Second, it should be built around real-world conversations. You're not learning to talk like a textbook. You're learning how to order a coffee, ask for directions, or introduce yourself. That context makes everything stick. To find a good one, just go to YouTube or Spotify and search Easy, Your Target Language Audio Course. My personal recommendations are the Coffee Break or Pod 101 interactive audio lessons. They have a lot of languages to choose from. Also, if you are learning Russian, I recommend you the Russian Made Easy course in Spotify. Your first 1 to 2 weeks, try to listen to these courses as much as you can. I usually do this when I'm doing automatic tasks, like working out or cleaning the house. That way I can concentrate on listening and repeating the sounds. The most important thing is that you do it in a place that you feel comfortable, because you will have to speak out loud all those new phrases that you are learning. The goal here isn't fluency in 2 weeks. The goal is to get the absolute basics down. Greetings, simple questions, and the pronunciation. But actually, if you want to accelerate your language learning, just listening to podcasts where you are doing other stuff will not be enough. You will need times where you sit and actually do a full active exercise. So while you're learning the basic with the audio course, your actual homework is to learn the 1000 most common words in that language. Here is a wild statistic. The 1000 most common words in a language can make up over 80% of everyday speech. By focusing on these high-frequency words first, you get an incredible return on your time investment. But here's the trick. Do not learn them as a single isolated words. Learn them in phrases and sentences. Instead of memorizing the word want, memorize I want to eat. Why? Because sentences teach you grammar for free. When you learn phrases, your brain automatically starts absorbing sentence structure, conjugations, and word order without you ever touching a boring grammar table. You naturally learn the difference between I go and he goes just by hearing the patterns over and over. This is how we all learn as little kids, and it's how your brain is wired to go. And honestly, we don't actually speak in single words. We say let's go to the park, not just park, or I have a cat, not just cat. The good news is that we have the tools for this big task, so you don't have to search and try to memorize the 1000 most common words by yourself. A great tool is Anki. It's a free flashcard platform that uses a technique called spaced repetition. This method is scientifically proven to help you lock things into your long-term memory by showing you a flashcard right before you are about to forget it. And the best part is, you don't have to make the flashcard yourself. Anki has tons of shared decks for the 1000 most common words in almost any language, and a lot of them already have example sentences and audio. It's a game changer. You just search for a deck in your target language that says something like 10,000 most common words. If you don't know how to use Anki, I actually made a full guide. You can click on the link in the description or in the end screen recommendations. But if you don't want to learn how to use a sophisticated program like Anki and just want to go straight to memorizing useful sentences, I also highly recommend a tool called Glossica. Glossica is also a spaced repetition system, but it focuses especially on language learning. It shows you daily phrases in your target language and helps you memorize them by reviewing them every day. It's the most straightforward app to just learning phrases in your target language. No games, no flashy characters, no distraction, just pure language acquisition. They support more than 60 languages, so I'm pretty sure you will find the language that you are trying to learn. I will also leave a link in the description if you want to try Glossica. Now, I don't know about you, but whenever I hear a word or a concept for the first time, the most probable thing is that I end up forgetting it a week later. So how in the world do you make those phrases stick in your brain? The answer is repetition. Repetition is absolutely essential. You can't just see a phrase once and remember it forever. You need to see it and say it over and over again. The best way to do this is with a technique called shadowing. Shadowing is very simple. You just listen to the phrase and you repeat it out loud, trying to perfectly mimic the pronunciation, rhythm, and intonation. You're literally their shadow. It feels a bit awkward at first, but it's one of the most powerful ways to build a natural sounding accent and speaking flow. It connects the sounds you hear with the physical act of speaking, making your speech faster and more authentic. In practice, it looks something like this. I open Glossica and I just go to my favorite phrases. I will find a sentence or an expression that is technically new to me. I will choose this one right here, which means my brother is allergic to cats. Then I just press the play button and listen to the native speaker.
У моего брата аллергия на кошек.
And I repeat it. У моего брата аллергия на кошек. And again.
У моего брата аллергия на кошек.
У моего брата аллергия на кошек. And again.
У моего брата аллергия на кошек.
У моего брата аллергия на кошек. You just have to repeat it again and again until that phrase rolls out naturally of your tongue. Now the final step is active immersion. This is where all comes together. This is where you graduate from being a student of the language to a user of the language. Passive immersion, like playing music in your target language in the background without really paying attention, it's fine, but it's not enough. Active immersion means you are fully engaged in something that requires you to understand and respond in your target language. It's challenging, it's a little uncomfortable, and it's exactly where the real growth happens. It forces your brain to stop using your native language and actually start thinking in the new language. So how do you do it? Number 1, traveling. The best method by far is to buy a ticket and travel to the country where the language is spoken, especially if it's not the capital or a touristy place. That way, you are forced to speak the language because no matter where you go, you will be exposed to it, and no one will understand your native language. But I know that's not an option for everyone, so here are some other ideas. 2. Get a language partner. Find a native speaker online who's learning your language. It's free, targeted practice. You can actually do this by using social media, video games, online communities, or language tutors. Number 3. Walk in the city. If you live in a big city, there are probably districts where people who speak your target language live. So take a walk and visit markets or restaurants from that country in your city. Number 4. Change all your devices' language. Technology has become part of our lives. I guarantee that every day you spend time using your computer, phone, tablet, or TV. So why not change the language on those devices? So there you have it. The lie is officially busted. Learning a language doesn't have to take years of painful, inefficient study. By using a system that works with your brain, you can become conversational way faster than you ever thought possible. This system isn't magic. It takes consistency and effort. You will be speaking faster, understanding more, and most importantly, actually enjoying the journey. The question is no longer if you can learn a language fast. The only question is, are you ready to start? Have you ever learned a language fast? Let me know in the comments your experience and advice. And if you found this system helpful, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell button. Check this tutorial about how to use Anki and never stop learning.